Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making the Birdie one piece, which is a French cut swimsuit. It's not even like high on the hips because it doesn't touch your hips at all. It's a newer style, but it's definitely starting to gain some traction. So if you're wanting to make it for yourself or be one of the first to sell it for your business, then keep watching. For materials, you're going to need about a yard of swimwear fabric. You're going to need swimwear elastic and just regular sewing supplies. As I mentioned, this pattern is the Birdie one piece from Edgewater Avenue, and it is available for instant download as a PDF on my website, which will also be linked in the description. So when I taped together my pattern, I only made half of it, and so I'm going to be cutting on the fold for this tutorial, which I usually don't do, but in the pattern it does come with the whole piece, so if you didn't want to cut on the fold, you definitely don't need to. So moving on, for cutting our pieces, we're going to cut 2 of the front and 2 of the back. So like I said, I don't usually cut on the fold, but when I do, these sewing clips are very handy, and you can get these on Amazon or Etsy or eBay. They definitely do come in handy. They have a good grip and it prevents the fabric from sliding. And as usual, I'm leaving 1/4 inch of seam allowance.
Don't be afraid, won't let you fall, girl. Don't be afraid, won't let you fall, girl.
Next, we're going to cut our straps. We're going to make 3 straps total, and all of them are going to be 1.25 inches wide. So you're going to make 2 straps that are, I'd say, at least 25-30 inches, and those are going to be used for the shoulder straps. Then you're going to make a longer strap that should be at least about 40 inches. And as usual, you can always go back and cut them down if they're too long. So once your pieces are all cut, you're going to match front with front and back with right sides together. You're also going to pin those pieces together, which I did off camera. For the straps, it's business as usual. We're going to sew them in half with right sides together and then go on and attach elastic. And you're going to do that for all 3 straps. On the front piece, you're going to sew the leg holes, the shoulder area, as well as the neckline. And you're going to be attaching elastic onto all of that. For the back piece, you're going to sew the leg holes and the waist, but you're only going to attach elastic onto each of the leg holes. You're going to leave it off on the waist. And in this tutorial, I'm using an elastic foot, which helps me to be able to sew the fabric together at the same time as I sew the elastic. So it is a really nice tool to have, but if you don't have an elastic foot, no problem. I just got one like last week after years and years of sewing swimwear. So instead, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna divide this step into 2. First, you're gonna sew the fabric together, and then you're gonna go back exactly where you just sewed, and you'll attach the elastic. And I'm using a 4-thread overlock stitch with woolly nylon thread on all 4 spools. My machine is a Baby Lock Evolution serger. So now that everything is sewed, we can start putting it together. First off, I'm going to take my loop turner, or if you don't have one, you can use a safety pin, and I'm going to take all 3 of my straps back to the right side. Once that's done, we're going to insert our shoulder straps into the strap opening of the front piece. So to do this, I just inserted each of the shoulder straps inside the front piece through the gusset, and then I lined it up to those strap openings. You're gonna pin them down at the strap opening and then tuck in the excess strap inside of the gusset. So the entire strap should be inside, nothing sticking out. And you're gonna do that with both of the shoulder straps. And next we're gonna take our back piece and we're just gonna flip that to the right side. We're also gonna insert it inside of the gusset of the front piece. But this time we're going to line up each of the gussets. So you're gonna pin that down and sew. So switching over to the sewing machine, we're gonna secure each of the straps down as well as the gusset. Now, if you're doing this correctly, you should be sewing over 4 layers of fabric when doing the gusset. Now that that's done, we need to take the suit to the right side. So to do this, I'm going to take my seam ripper and I'm gonna rip a hole in the shoulder area, about 1.5 inches. Now make sure before flipping it to the right side to secure that hole down. And you can just run over each side of the hole with your machine just to make sure it won't come undone. Alternatively, you could leave the hole before even sewing that area, but I always forget to do that, and so I found that this way is a little bit easier for me. And now we just have some finishing touches. First, I'm gonna make a strap channel for the shoulder straps, flipping in the edges of this front piece, and I'm just gonna top stitch it down. So pin both of these edges down, enough room to let your strap run through, but no more than you need to. Also, since the bottom is sliding, you're going to top stitch the waistband of it to make a strap channel. To prevent the fabric from sliding, it's best practice to pin it down. So now I'm switching over to a different machine. I'm using my regular sewing machine, and for all of these, I'm going to use a normal straight stitch. When sewing all of these, make sure that your raw edges are tucked in, just to make sure it looks as clean as possible.
We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for.
Finally, take your loop turner, safety pin, or just your hand, and you're gonna thread each of the shoulder straps into each of the strap channels. Now I did mine straight across, but if you wanted to, you could also do a crisscross for the back. Then find that last strap that we made, which was the longest one, and you're gonna thread that strap through the strap channel on our back piece. And here is the final product. So as you can see, this one piece is impossibly high on the hips, and overall it's just a pretty interesting look. I like that not only are the shoulder straps adjustable, but the coverage of the bottoms is also able to be modified while you're wearing it. For my body type, since I'm a little bit more bottom heavy. I was worried that I would look disproportionate, but I'm actually pretty surprised with how much I like it. Thank you very much for watching this video. Come stick around and subscribe, and I'll see you in another one.